So I've come out this afternoon to try and see if I can get onto a jewfish. I know they're around. I know there's a lot of bait. A lot of people have been catching the smaller size ones. So I'm going to give it a crack today using some of the Samaki Vibes. And those Samaki Vibes can also catch Bream, so I get a mixed bag of Bream and a Jewy. That'd be pretty awesome.
For this little session I had a range of rods and reels so that I could target both Bream and Jewies, and I was using the Samaki Vibelicious, the 70mm. Underwater was absolutely stacked with bait fish, and where the bait fish are, the jewfish aren't usually too far behind, so that was the plan. Here's a bit of an indication of what's actually on the bottom here under the bridges around Tom Uglies. You can see it's a mixture of mussels and weed and cockles. Obviously this is what the fish are feeding on at times on the bottom. Also makes it a little trickier to fish and easy to get your gear snagged up. But it is a very interesting look at the bottom here under Tom Uglies Bridge. So my first big Jew bite came on a hurricane spider crab in the 6.5 gram. I was casting towards the pylons when this baby hooked up, and she went hard. She went for a great big run. I had to back away from the pylons to try and get a bit of an angle on her as she was going close to the posts. Anyway, I reversed back and kept the fight happening for a while. I was just working out a plan how to bring this fish closer to the kayak. And unfortunately the hook's pulled. I actually didn't lose the spider crab, it just mustn't have been hooked correctly in the mouth of the Jew and came away. So unfortunately I missed this guy, but it was pretty exciting for the first big hit of the morning.
Wow, baby. Felt the knock. And off she went. So I've actually got the crab, so it's actually... No, it's just come off. The lips are intact. Wow. Yeah, Jewy. I've got a little bit heavier line than one on my setups. Maybe the flip, the Samaki line. Yeah, seems a bit tighter, heavier.
The first fish of the session came on a Samaki Vibelicious 70mm in the beautiful pearl shrimp, my favourite colour. This Bream put up a great fight, as they always do around the bridge pylons, and it was great to bring him aboard. I was fishing one of the heavier rigs here because you never know whether it's going to be a Bream or a Jewy. So I had the Vanford 4000 reel, which has 14-pound braid and a 10-pound leader, and that was just on another Shimano stick, which was weighted at 4 kilo. So here's the little Vibelicious lure that I used to catch that Bream, but I've also caught quite a lot of Jewies on these same lures. So you get a bit of both worlds here and kill two birds with the one stone.
34 to the tip. Not a bad fish at all. See how jerky that guy is? Yeah, he's a good job.
This next fish came on one of the Outback Breamer bait musses, the 4.8 gram in pure straight black. Again, casting around the pylons, and you never know what you can kind of catch on the muss. It's always a big fish catching lure, whether it be bream or other species. I've caught flathead on them. I've also caught jewfish on these great lures. So the muss in action under Tom Ugly's bridge.
On the muss. Nice, yeah, probably around 30 centimetre style. Okay, there you go, and you can see the muss, little muss lure there, sticking out. It's actually got both sets of trebs, one on each side of the mouth, which makes it really hard for them to fight well. I heard someone saying the other day it's almost like stirrups on a horse. When you've got two sets of hooks in either side, you can actually guide them and turn their head towards you for the fight. If you've got the lure just on one side, it gives them a bit more chance to escape. Okay, got a 31 fork, 34 tip. So that's good, another 30 sort of size. There he is. 31 forker up to that tail point there. Just on the muss. Great lure. Time to go back in, buddy.
If you can find the bait, that's where the dewies will be. So basically you should paddle around until you find the big bait schools, and that's where you should be casting your lures to try and get one of these dewies. So I was going about my business when all of a sudden I got a great tick, just like I said earlier. And as you can see by the way this fish goes, what else could it be but a lovely dewie. Once it loaded up, I was in for a hell of a ride, so watch along, it was pretty exciting.
It's got a bit of weight, this thing. Ooh. Just keep the drag really quite light. Heavy as. Whoa, I don't even know what to call it.
You got to guess what kind of lure I had on to land this nice jewfish.
Big fish.
It's hard to know at the time whether you've actually got a jewfish on, of course. And the fish I lost earlier was really speculating that it was a jew. But when you actually see this fight compared to the earlier run, very similar. So the jewfish, once they've been hooked, they do usually take a couple of nice long runs. And if you're on light tackle like I was, well, you're in for a bit of a battle. If you've got heavy gear, sure, you can pretty much muscle up dewies, except for the big jumbo sized ones. But definitely with the light tackle, it's a worthy opponent, and you're pretty fortunate to land one of these beauties.
Keep it away from this. Oh.
I found when you're hooked up onto one of these jewfish, one of the best ways to sort of fight the fish is ultimately keeping your rod still and keep the tip up high and loaded, and simply slowly paddle away from any of the structure like those gnarly bridge pylons in the background. Just keep it walking away. Sure, the fish will still take some drag, but ultimately you want to be patient with this fish, and obviously on the light tackle you don't have a lot of muscle to sort of fight it hard, so just be patient and generally you'll tire out the dewie. Another really big tip that was given to me by my brother was that when you've got a big fish on, just to do really small little pumps with the rod. Ultimately, you just want to really turn the fish's head and get it pointing towards you so you can land the fish. So little pumps. Don't go for the full big style ones, just little ones like you can see here, and generally you'll keep the fish coming towards your direction. You can't really be too hard on these fish, and especially using small lures with small trebles. When you see the size of a jewfish's mouth, yeah, sometimes it's miraculous that these hooks can actually even hold and land the fish. So check it out. I haven't disclosed yet what the lure was that caught this dewy, but check it out.
What hit me earlier?
It definitely also pays to be a bit better organised. As you can see me here, got rods and nets and things everywhere, in a bit of a panic.
Mayhem.
So probably prior to fishing, better to keep all your gear squared away safely so that you don't come across the drama you just saw me unfold with. And obviously when you're filming, well, you've got a whole bunch of other things to think of, cameras and camera angles, so you're definitely at risk at losing a fish when you have other things distracting you from the fight.
That's a nice slab. Look at that puppy! Bloody ripper! This is a really nice jig. Oh, it's a heavy one. I better call Mr. Beast. Check this out, sir.
Solid.
We got done by one already.
Okay, that's a good one.
Whoa!
Fuck, it's deep.
Oh no, look how fat he is. I thought I'd ring you, but I thought I'll just come over.
Oh, I tell you what, my phone was going bing,
Mate, we got smashed by one. Just got the hook. Didn't lose the lure or anything. Insane. Where do you want to go? Back to the line? Yeah, that'd be good. I got my grippers all.
So you left grippers or you haven't?
Yeah, I've got them. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Fucking hell. I don't know what he weighs.
I don't know, he's fucking big, man.
I thought it might have been a shark or something, but
You got a proper measuring tape? You can measure him?
well, I don't know if that only goes
Bigger
to
than that.
only goes to up to 80. On this stick, it's got. Well, that's the same, but isn't it?
Oh, fuck, you're in luck. Oh,
What's
it might
that?
be a short one.
The
It's
same.
only a Bream one.
What's that? 80.
Yeah,
He's definitely over 80.
he's over 80.
Well, let me get him. See if I can get him out here.
Anyway, yeah. Fucking hell. That's a fucking cracker, man.
Ah, fuck, man. On a muss.
On a Muss.
Yeah, but the other one was on the spider crab.
Fucking hell.
Muss is down there, but hopefully he holds on that. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Whichever side you want, mate.
Oh, he's got a tag in him.
Does he?
Yeah, he's probably one of that. Mats, look at the tag there. What do you do with that? You take a photo?
I'll just take a photo, a neat photo of the tag.
Oh, mate.
Let me get close. Let me get real close. couple of shots and then I'll leave. that was nearly gone. Alright. They're pretty good, mate.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Snap the few?
Yeah, I've got a bunch, mate.
Okay, mate.
Just watch that rod, man. That's
Yeah.
so close.
I'll put it.
Fuck, he's like 90, mate. He's 90, might even be 95.
Oh!
I think he'll go.
Yeah.
I've got a video playing.
Yeah?
Yeah. Let's get back a bit from you.
Yeah. Woo, baby! Nice. I just put that tape up against it there just as a bit of a... What's that, 80 to there? So
He's about 90.
yeah, about 90, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's a big fish.
Yeah, pretty heavy. Yeah, that was good. Anyway, keep fishing. I just thought
That's a good catch.
I better come over and harass you.
At least he's going to swim, mate.
Yeah, I think he is, eh?
Yeah, he's going to.
You got a picture of the tag, eh?
Yeah, I didn't look at it.
It might be a bit hard.
So we took some photos of the tag, and when I got home I emailed the details of the fish. It was 8 kilos and just over 90 centimetres. I emailed the Department of Primary Industries with all the info about the fish, and I did get a reply. They said because the tag was from Nowra, it was at least 10 years old, so that gave us a bit of an idea about the age of this fish.
Awesome, mate. That was good. I'll just give her a bit of a forced swim and then I'll let her go. Yeah, no worries, mate. Time for this boy to go. You ready, mate? Come on. Let's go. Swim, baby. Come on, swim. Swim. There she goes. Woo! Okay, and this is the little setup that did the job on the Dewey. It's one of the lovely Shimano Zodius rods. It's a 7-footer and it's just weighted at 2 to 4 kilo. And I always use the van for 2,500 reels. It's got 6-pound braid. I've only got an 8-pound leader. So it was very nice to catch that 8 kilo, you know, or 16 pounder on that nice light stick. So really happy with that, and so super happy that the big girl swam away nice and healthy. And we measured him well as best we could. He was longer than the 80 scales that I had, so he's probably about 90 centimetre. He had the tag, so hopefully that tag we can retrieve the info off it. I know there's a few guys on the Georges who do the tagging, so it'd be cool to be able to see the growth rates, etc. of that beautiful fish. More happy about it being able to just swim away. It's kind of all you can hope for. Anyway, still got a good time left, so I'll cast again. I lost that little bite. I lost the muss. The muss stayed in. So I didn't want to whip it out of its mouth area, and so that'll just rust out. The trebles will rust out pretty quick, and won't cause any harm to that fish. One nice muss donation. So new fish like that. Probably my biggest Jew caught off a kayak, and pretty good fun to do that. It's good that I can show Mr. Deeth, have a good photo of it as well. So that's a wrap for that session. A little bit quiet on the Bream, but so nice to catch an over 8 kilo Dewey, 90 centimetre on the Muss. That's right, the Breamer bait Muss did the deal. Actually lost that little lure in his mouth, but so good to land it. And I definitely had one earlier on that pulled hooks on the hurricane spider crab. So yeah, pretty fun. It's been a bit cool out here, not much light left. There we go, you can see the sun sort of setting on the water back there. So I'm going to get in out of this cold. Revamp for the next session. So I hope you enjoy this session, especially seeing that big Dewey come aboard, and also its safe release. Until next time, see you later.